From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSP TV and the Standard Speaker.
It's a wrap. FunFest 2011 is in the books. From food, rides, entertainment, and of course fun, to celebrating America's heroes. Tonight we recap the weekend, the sights and sounds of downtown's annual festival. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us on this Monday, everyone. I'm Kristen Bazinski. We're going to begin elsewhere at FunFest 2011. Investigators remain tight-lipped about what exactly happened at FunFest over the weekend when a car on display at the car show in downtown went out of control, literally running over a crowd of people. We do know at least 10 to 12 people were taken to the hospital, 2 were flown to trauma centers, and at least 2 of the victims were small children who we're told suffered head injuries. It was a freak accident. A car shaped as a beer can slammed into the crowd Saturday afternoon. We're told the driver of the car may have pushed the gas instead of the brake, sending the car speeding into the roadway at the intersection of Broad and Laurel Streets. Witnesses told us a small child was trapped under the vehicle while others were laying on the ground bleeding. A huge crowd of more than 200 people formed near the accident scene. A FunFest vendor also had his stand destroyed. Hazleton police have not released the names of the victims or who was behind the wheel of the vehicle. We talked with Fire Chief Donald Leschko at the scene minutes after the victims were whisked away by paramedics.
Initially, we got here, it was just a lot of commotion. Most importantly is everybody worked together. EMS and fire more or less we got all the patients triaged, got the most serious out here first, and went on from there. And then the FunFest staff and security more or less got everybody out of the area because we had people on top of us wasn't trying to do our job. People were trying to get in, see what's going on.
Now today around 10 o'clock, we found Broad Street from Church to Wyoming streets closed in both directions as the state police accident reconstruction team investigated how the tragic incident happened in the first place. Saturday's accident was the first time that anything like it had occurred at FunFest. There are many rumors traveling around town that one person may have died as a result of their injuries. We have not heard anything to confirm that or from officials, and will await more information on the crash in general from police. FunFest officials expressed their concern for the victims of the crash, but the fun went on for others. FunFest celebrated America's heroes with tributes, music, and a parade. Folks filled downtown Hazleton for the big weekend, but the event fell on a somber milestone. Sunday marked 10 years since the 9/11 attacks on our country. News 13's Christina D'Amato shows us how folks at Hazleton's largest festival celebrated our nation's best. All right, we're having some technical difficulties right now, but we will have that story for you coming up in just a few minutes. So let's move ahead here, and we're going to talk a little bit about Run for the Gold. Before all the great activities at FunFest kicked off, down the street at the Hazleton YMYWCA, more than 100 people were going for the gold at the Y's Run for the Gold, including the littlest of runners. The 5K run walk has been going on for more than 10 years, and each year it seems there are more and more participants. Organizers say it brings families together and promotes health and fitness at the same time. Right before the run walk, some little athletes had their chance to shine. The kids' run gave some children the opportunity to race against each other, just like mom and dad. All the kids got a medal and left with smiles on their faces, of course. The 5K run walk benefits youth and teen programs at the Hazleton Y each and every year. After the race, participants got full use of the YMCA's facilities. Refreshments and snacks were also on hand. And many of those runners and walkers got fired up for the race for the gold by indulging in a yummy breakfast Saturday morning at Catholic Social Services. It's a tradition each year to host the breakfast on FunFest Saturday. When News 13 got there, we found hungry folks munching on pancakes, eggs, sausage, ham, toast, and a lot more.
This is one of our main fundraisers of our fiscal year, and this is a great fundraiser to help all of the programs for Catholic Social Services, the material assistance programs, everything, all the money goes to stay right here in Hazleton to benefit this organization and the people that they serve.
In addition to all that great food, there were several tricky trays up for grabs and even a 50-50 drawing. FunFest Breakfast is one of the biggest fundraisers for Catholic social services here in Hazleton. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We'll have that FunFest story coming up for you, so make sure you stay tuned. There's much more to come tonight on your community news station. We have a music video debut right here on News 13, and of course, Ronnie's coming up next with Trivia Treats. And later, we will never forget the tragic events of September 11, 2001. News 13 brings you several touching tributes from around Greater Hazleton. Stay with us.
You're watching News 13, brought to you by SSP TV and the Standard Speaker with Janine Mazurkevich, Kristen Bazinski, Christina D'Amato, and Nikki Grimes.
Tonight's news is brought to you by Stephanie Salavantis for Luzerne County District Attorney, because it can be morning again in Luzerne County.
No one plans to be hurt. I'm attorney Conrad Falvello, and I have yet to meet anyone who would trade their health for money. But if you've had your livelihood taken away by someone else, don't kid yourself. No one's going to hand you a check. At Falvello Law, injury law is what we do every day. It's the only thing we do every day.
Falvello Law, injury lawyers.
For all of your eye care needs, including routine, medical, surgical eye care, glasses or contact lenses, visit Dr. Thomas Gislin at Hazleton Eye Specialists. Ask about the 7-minute, no needle, no stitch, no patch cataract surgery, and LASIK and multi-lex procedures. We do diagnosis and treatment of eye diseases, including glaucoma and dry eye syndrome. Dr. Gislin and his associates, Dr. Alexandria Wozmansky and Dr. Frank A. Bucci Jr., provide the highest level of medical and surgical eye care available, with eye care for all ages. Hazleton Eye Specialists, on the Airport Beltway in the Franklin Corporate Center.
If you struggle with obesity, you know how difficult life can be, but there is help. The fully accredited Northeast Bariatric Center offers 3 surgical alternatives for weight loss, including the newest, minimally invasive sleeve procedure.
Improve your health and enjoy quality time with your family and friends. Just visit our website for more information or to check dates and times for our monthly informational session. You have a lot to gain by losing.
Savings of the Green Sale event is now in progress. Experience tomorrow's technology today with Earthwise vinyl windows and doors installed by Just Windows and much, much more. Saving energy daily translates into saving money, and saving Mother Earth for tomorrow's generations of homeowners is priceless. So take the leap to more eco-friendly homes with an environmentally friendly windows and doors from Just Windows and much, much more.
Ashley, you forgot about free estimates.
Come on, man. Call today for a free estimate. Tell them Ashley sent you.
Hospice of the Sacred Heart is a non-profit agency now serving 9 counties in northeastern PA. We help many elderly patients in their home, providing assistance to them and their families.
My older sister, Kathy, was diagnosed with cancer. She was very, very sick. And hospice came and took wonderful care of her.
My husband was very ill, and they taught me how to do everything. I just couldn't have done it without them.
Call 706-2400 for more information or visit our website at hospicesacredheart.org.
When it comes to your health, you need to put your trust in a team of experienced professionals. Mountain City Nursing and Rehabilitation Center, an Extendicare facility, has one goal in mind: helping people live better. Short-term rehabilitation is our business. Mountain City offers you a chance to recover on our STAR unit, a short-term unit for patients who need some rehab before going home. We provide dedicated nursing and therapy services and offer you a personalized plan of recovery through our evidence-based recovery track programming.
Mountain City helps me live better.
Stay tuned for great local programming all night long right here on SSP TV. At 7 o'clock, it's Feeling Good. Join hosts Dr. Joe Bafil and Debbie Losana as they discuss chiropractic care and total body wellness. 7:30 is the Sam Lasan Show. Join Sam as he talks with Elaine Powens. 8 o'clock is Real Life in the OR. Join Channel 13 as we take you inside the operating room as Dr. Mead performs knee repairs and replacements. 8:30 is the Dr. Mead Show. Join Dr. Mead as he shows you how to live a healthy lifestyle. 9 o'clock is a rebroadcast of the Samuel Stan Show, and at 9:30 it's all around the town. Join News 13 SSP TV as we visit local businesses and showcase their products and specialties. It's like shopping from home. If you want to promote your business and share with our thousands of viewers, call us today at 455-7267. And don't forget about the rebroadcast of our news at 6, 10, and 11:30.
We'll take a look at these images. An intense fire completely engulfed a bus Sunday evening in Foster Township. Firefighters are calling it suspicious. Foster Township's fire chief actually discovered the blaze when he smelled smoke from his home a few blocks away. The bus was parked near Nick's Storage behind the car wash off Route 940 in Foster Township. The bus did not run, and now a state police fire marshal is investigating how the blaze started. We're told the same bus had a small fire burning inside of it Thursday night. The flames were quickly extinguished. Call state police or 911 if you know anything about this suspicious Foster Township blaze. It was the worst flooding in 40 years here in the Northeast, and in some areas it was the worst yet, exceeding records set by Hurricane Agnes in 1972. Thousands are now returning home to find unbelievable damage and loss caused by last week's non-stop rain from Tropical Storm Lee. Recovery from the wet weather will take some time. Some areas have already had their power restored, and many roads are back open as cleanup got underway over the weekend. The Susquehanna crested at almost 42.7 feet in Wilkes-Barre, higher than the record set during Hurricane Agnes. Now, an elderly woman was found dead by rescue crews in her Pittston home. The Red Cross is distributing cleanup kits and, with the help of other disaster relief groups, providing food and supplies. While Wilkes-Barre was hit hard, we can't forget about our friends and neighbors in the Bloomsburg and Danville areas. Flooding devastating many communities there as well. If you'd like to help the victims recover, monetary and other donations are being accepted by our local chapter of the American Red Cross. FunFest goers got lucky over the weekend as the rain and clouds held off. Just a few drops on Sunday, but the sky quickly cleared and the sun came back out just in time for the marching to begin in the big parade. Checking out tonight's forecast, we'll see the temp dips down to 56 degrees. There's a chance of a scattered thunderstorm here and there. Partly cloudy skies taking you through tonight. Tomorrow it'll be sunny skies all the way, high up to 76 degrees. Your forecast, live at 5, brought to you by Valmont Auto Sales, 501-2626. You can stop by Route 93 in West Hazleton. All right, on your screen right now, coming up are your midday winning lottery numbers. Good luck if you played, everyone. Here you go. Daily number 812, your big four 2488, Quinto 60654, and Treasure Hunt 7, 8, 21, 22, 26. And as you check your numbers, we're going to take a break and we'll come right back with all the fun of FunFest.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy birthday to Andy Minnick. This wish comes from everyone here at Channel 13 and your family and friends. Happy birthday. Also tonight, happy birthday to Paul Panko from your sister Elaine. Tonight's Talk of the Town report. Look out for the 4th annual Lee Vincent Generation to Generation Dance, Sunday, September 25th from 1 to 5 p.m. at Genetti's in Wilkes-Barre. Come out for an afternoon of music, dance, and fun. And one more announcement for this evening. The Greater Hazleton Health Alliance will be conducting free prostate screenings Tuesday, September 28th and Thursday, the 22nd from 5:30 to 7 p.m. Will be held at the Hazleton Health and Wellness Center. Arrive 15 minutes prior to your appointment. Bring your primary care provider's name, phone number, and mailing address. Pre-registration is required for this event. To schedule an appointment, please call 570-501-6204 and don't wait because space is limited. That's tonight's Talk of the Town.
News 13 extends our deepest sympathies to the family and friends of these recently departed. Paul P. Holloman of McAdoo. The funeral will be on Thursday at 9:30 a.m. from the Stanley E. Anilowski Funeral Home. Friends may call Wednesday from 6 to 9 p.m. Ashley M. Quinn of West Hazleton. The arrangements are under the direction of the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Blanche E. Mazak of Shenandoah. The Walukovich-Orvitzfeld Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Anna Student, formerly of McAdoo. The funeral will be on Wednesday, 10:30 a.m. from the Stanley E. Anilowski Funeral Home. Donna A. Montz of Hazleton. Friends may call Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. and on Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. at the Nico C. Elias Funeral Home. And Mary Navillian of New Cokesville. The funeral arrangements are under the direction of the Firo Funeral Home. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop on 15th Street in Hazleton. Free delivery to all local funeral homes. Call 570-454-0111.
For almost 40 years, Hazleton Custom Cleaners, located in the Churchill Mall, has been the place where people go to get quality cleaning. Hazleton Custom Cleaners offers senior discounts, hems and alterations, specializing in draperies, gown preservations, next day service, and as always, they're second to none when it comes to dry cleaning and shirt laundering. Hazleton Custom Cleaners in the Churchill Mall, just off Route 309. Give them a call at 455-6211.
I'll tell you of a kingdom from another place and time.
A land where you can go to leave your troubles far behind.
A world of mirth and merriment where magic fills the air. A kingdom called the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. So bring your friends and family and cast away your cares. Let's all of us be merry at the Renaissance Fair.
Discount coupons for participating Burger King locations. Visit PARenfair.com.
SSP TV Sports on News 13 with Ron Marchetti.
Monday, September 12th, the day after 9/11, the day after Fun Fest. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Trivia Treats. I'm wearing this shirt to pay off a bet from Saturday. Yesterday was also Grandparents' Day, not a national holiday yet. On this very day, exactly 49 years ago, setting an all-time Major League record, Tom Cheney of the Washington Senators struck out 21 batters during a 16-inning, 2-1 win over the Orioles in Baltimore's Memorial Stadium. Cheney entered the game with an 8-15 lifetime record and never fanned more than 10 batters in a game. But on this day, after 9 innings, he had 13 Ks with the score 1-1. Manager Mickey Vernon kept him on the mound till the bitter end, and he struck out 8 more in extra innings for a total of 21. He won the game, and if he averaged 18 pitches an inning, his pitch count would have been 288. Maybe that is why his mediocre career was over in 1966. Cheney's lifetime record was 19-29. Roger Maris would have been 77 today, and Bear Bryant would have hit 98. 3 years ago, the Detroit Lions opened their 2008 season with a 34-21 loss to the Falcons in Atlanta. But hopes were high in Detroit after coming off a 7-9 season in 2007 and also being 4-0 in preseason games, while outscoring their opponents 80-13. However, by the end of that 2008 campaign, the Detroit Lions were 0-16, being outscored 517-268. The last NFL team to lose every game was Tampa Bay, with an 0-14 record as a first-year expansion team in 1976. It was 9 years ago in 2002 that in the first regular game of the season and in the history of the franchise, the Houston Texans upset the Dallas Cowboys 19-10 at Reliance Stadium in Houston. The Texans will lose their next 5 games and finish their first NFL season at 4-12. But yesterday, the Texans crushed the Indianapolis Colts 34-7 to win their season's opening game. 51 years ago in 1960, the first regular season in the history, the first regular season game in the history of the American Football League took place, with the Denver Broncos defeating the Boston Patriots at Nickerson Field in Boston 13-10. Gino Cappelletti of the Patriots recorded the first points in the AFL with a 35-yard field goal, and the Broncos' Al Carmichael scored the first AFL touchdown on a 69-yard reception from quarterback Frank Tripucka. The Broncos showed up in arguably the worst uniforms in the history of professional sports. Brown helmets, white jerseys with brown numerals, and brown pants, bottom off by brown and white vertically striped socks. They may have been the second worst. The uniforms Maryland wore against Miami on Labor Day last Monday were very difficult to look at. Mother of God, horrendous till Friday. Be a good sport. Stay loose.
Ronnie, thank you so much. We want to go back to the beginning of the newscast tonight, and we want to tell you all about Fun Fest over the weekend, where thousands filled downtown Hazleton as we had a little fun, and we also celebrated our heroes. So here's Christina D'Amato with a recap.
Since 1979, families have been having fun at Fun Fest with food, rides, games, and music. All the fun got started Saturday when Tucks from the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins stopped by to play some hockey. But our Nikki Kreis found out this wasn't your usual hockey game. It was the Pierogi Slap Shot Challenge.
3, 2, 1. She gets closer every year, folks.
But many of us prefer eating those pierogies, and the tasty treats were gobbled up by two hungry folks who competed to clean their plates.
Stop eating your pierogies.
All of the food made Nikki hungry, and she went searching for Hazleton's best meatballs.
I'm gonna take a little bite here so I have enough room.
There was food everywhere, like the Quarterback Club, and a line at the famous McAdoo Fire Company stand for some potato cakes. Kids really worked up an appetite after playing on the giant inflatable slide. Teens also took over the street, dancing to the beat, battling out with some crazy footwork in a dance competition. The crew at News 13 put the pedal to the metal and faced off in the celebrity tricycle races. On your mark, get set, go. Our Kristen Bazinski started off strong but lost control after a sharp turn. Our Gary Perna pushed the bike half of the way. Nikki won her first lap, but I took her out the second time. And after racing around 3 times and almost crashing into the crowd, I couldn't pedal fast enough. But Fun Fest was also about honoring all of the country's heroes. The theme was incorporated in a lot of the activities, including the music. The Quantico Marine Corps Band took center stage playing a concert. And the U.S. Field Army Band volunteers also rocked out. Everything led up to the big highlight of the weekend, the Fun Fest Parade. The entire first part of the parade was dedicated to September 11th. Riding down the street was a float constructed by students at the Keystone Job Corps of the Twin Towers. A piece of steel from the towers that recently was donated to the Hazleton Fire Department was also placed on the float. Firefighters, police officers, emergency personnel, military, veterans, and all of our other heroes marched down Broad Street. News 13 honored them too by being part of the parade. Sam Lasan Sr., his wife Debbie, Janine Mazurkevich, Kristen, her son Nathan, and her nephew Bradley, Nikki, Gary, Bill Berry and his wife, Mike, Natasha, and I waved to our viewers thanks to some nice rides from Burger Family Dealerships and Molino's Party Supplies. Catch more of the fun on a special Fun Fest show airing soon right here on SSP TV. In the community of Hazleton, I'm Christina D'Amato for News 13.
Christina, thanks so much. Fun Fest was definitely fun for us. Finally, at 5, we told you about the upcoming CD release party for the band Less of Us last week. Tonight, the local Christian rock band is ready to release the new music video right here on News 13. Our Christina D'Amato has more with the band.
Last week, we told you a little bit about the band Less of Us, and tonight we're going to be premiering their new music video. Don, if folks didn't catch you, you were on Friday on the newscast. Explain a little bit about what your band's all about. What is Less of Us about?
Less of Us is a Christian rock band, and Christian rock is actually it's not a new form of music, but it's a little bit different than what a lot of people may think of when they hear the term. And when you listen to some of the melodies and you listen to some of the rhythms that are going on, it's actually very comparable to very modern secular music. The only difference is the theme is talking about God and talking about Christ and talking about our relationships.
This song is the first track of our new CD entitled the track is called Be Still. Well, there's 2 components to the music video. There's the performance component, which is basically us performing the song. And then there's an underlying storyline, and it's actually 3 separate storylines. about people's struggles in life and how they overcome them
Okay.
through their love of Jesus.
Well, let's premiere that new music video now from the band Less of Us.
Be still and know that He is God. Be still and know that He is God. I'll open up my ears and hear the voice of God. Be still and know that He is God. I wait upon the Lord, renew my strength. I wait upon the Lord, renew my strength. Mount up on eagle's wings, majestic is His name. I wait upon the Lord, renew my strength. Every day in every way, I'll trust the Lord to guide my way, to make a path that I can walk in faith. And if I stumble or I fall, I know my King is Lord of all, and I'll return into my Father's place and seek His face. It's the holy mountain I will climb. It's the King of glory I will find. I will sing the bread of life and drink the choicest wine. Yes, the holy mountain I will climb. Every day in every way, I'll trust the Lord to guide my way, to make a path that I
All right, and don't forget to head out to that benefit for Kayla Kelly with the rest of us. And quick happy birthday going out to Christian Reimold, who is 6 years old, from your mom, dad, nanny, and your entire family. So happy birthday, Christian. That does it for us Live at 5. We'll take a short break and head off to your Live at 5:30 evening edition as we continue to remember September 11th, 2001 and pay tribute to those we lost on that tragic day. If you missed any of tonight's news, you can check out News 13 on the web at ssptv.com or on Facebook. For breaking news throughout your day, check out the Standard Speaker and the Citizen's Voice online. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Schumann Disposal Incorporated is a local family-owned company proudly serving Cunningham, Sugarloaf, Drums, and Beech Mountain since 1963. Roll-off and rear-load containers are available. To schedule weekly trash pickup and container services, give Schumann Disposal a call, 788-1294. Our business is picking up.
The Top of the 80s is now serving Sunday breakfast from 8 to 12. Stop in this Sunday for these delicious morning meals.
Luzerne County needs Dick Hughes as judge. With the highest ethical rating possible, he'll bring integrity to our court. Dick Hughes, a quarter-century of broad-based legal experience in the courtroom, and as a criminal prosecutor, he's endorsed by law enforcement. Dick Hughes, committed to running an efficient court that saves tax dollars. Vote Dick Hughes for judge. The right person, the right time.
10 years later, it's like it was yesterday. September 11, 2001 was the day terrorists attacked the U.S. Thousands were killed. Local school children, some of which were too small to remember that day, are now understanding the tragic events and helping to remember the lives lost.
From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Hi again, everyone. Thanks for staying with us. Tonight, I'm Kristen Bazinski. It's impossible to forget the devastating acts of terrorism and the thousands of lives that were lost on September 11th, 2001. But many school-age children were either too young to remember or not even born yet. News 13's Nikki Kreis tells us how local teachers are keeping the memory of September 11th alive inside the classroom.
The South Tower went down first, and everyone was dying, and cars were flipping over and crushing people, so that's how I remember.
Louis Winkler was just a baby when two planes crashed into the World Trade Center. He says his dad was holding him while his family was watching the tragedy unfold on TV.
I don't think that anything can match up to what they did, attacking 3 places, so yeah, I don't think that really should have happened that way.
I know that the USA got revenge on them, and I think that was bad and that none of it should have happened.
Students at McAdoo Clares Elementary School spent the morning learning more about the terrorist attacks. Teacher Kevin Urkanen had the students draw pictures of what they think a 9/11 memorial should look like.
And I'm going to draw the Twin Towers with an American flag beside it.
The schools in the Diocese of Scranton found ways to remember those that lost their lives. Students at Holy Family Academy wore red, white, and blue and participated in a prayer service.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
While most of these kids were very young or not born yet, they all know about what happened on September 11, 2001 and are learning more every day.
I didn't know that many people died. I thought it was just a lot. I knew it was a lot of people, but I didn't know over 3,000 people died.
I was sad to watch everything yesterday because like Cole said, I didn't know how many people really died, and I was really sad about it.
Hazleton Area high school students were only about 6 years old when the deadly attacks took place, but they still remember it as if it was yesterday. Abby Mojica lived in Queens at the time. She remembers New York City being a scary place.
Well, I moved here a year after that, but I remember that things, like, they weren't the same. Everybody was really nervous and jittery, and you couldn't say certain things, and you had to act a certain way, and everybody was really patriotic and, you know, let's go America, and we're going to show these people who we are.
Faculty at the high school knows that the tragic events are on students' minds. That's why they are making sure to keep September 11th alive each year.
Every social studies teacher in the first part of the class or the second part of the class, it's at their prerogative, it's their classroom, can show videos, but we are concentrating on writing and speaking in discussion of 9/11.
Today, students and teachers discussed the events that took place 10 years ago.
We all have a lot of emotions on 9/11. It was a big incident, and I think all of America just feels so bad when this day comes.
It definitely takes a toll on somebody's emotions that terrorists would actually attempt to do it, and 10 years later, people are still feeling the losses of their family and friends.
In the community of Hazleton, I'm Nikki Kreis for News 13.
Greater Hazleton remembered the tragic events of 9/11 all day on Sunday. Each year, our local firefighters hold a special mass to honor the memory of those who made the ultimate sacrifice. Dozens of local firefighters gathered together in prayer and song, paying tribute to the 343 firefighters who lost their lives on September 11th, 2001. One of the highlights of the Mass, retired New York City firefighter Vincent Tumino paid a visit and said a few words. Tumino is invited to the Mass here in Hazleton every year.
At a time when the economy's bad, unemployment's high, and so much going wrong in this country, we all come together as one, and we celebrate the remembrance of the victims of 9/11, and I think that's important to the free world.
Losing 343 brothers was a very big shock to the fire service, and a very tragic shock to the fire service. And as we vowed that day, and we continue to vow each and every day, we do our job in honor of those fallen brothers, and we'll never ever forget the job they did and the ultimate sacrifice they made in protecting our citizens.
It's changed us forever, and as I'm in Washington now and I have an opportunity to learn so much more, we need to always make sure that we are protecting America and that we never forget that there are those that want to take our freedom away from us.
It was well planned, emotional. It brought everybody together, and it's keeping that memory of the people that passed away on that day alive.
Many of the local firefighters and local officials tell News 13 that Sunday's service was a beautiful one and a great way to pay tribute to all of the lives lost. America's heroes were also celebrated with tributes, music, and a parade. News 13's Christina D'Amato shows us how folks at Fun Fest honored our nation's best.
Since 1979, families have been having fun at Fun Fest with food, rides, games, and music. All the fun got started Saturday when Tucks from the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins stopped by to play some hockey. But our Nikki Kreis found out this wasn't your usual hockey game. It was the Pierogi Slap Shot Challenge.
3, 2, 1. She gets closer every year, folks.
But many of us prefer eating those pierogies, and the tasty treats were gobbled up by two hungry folks who competed to clean their plates.
Stop eating your pierogies.
All of the food made Nikki hungry, and she went searching for Hazleton's best meatballs.
I'm going to take a little bite here so I have enough room.
There was food everywhere, like the Quarterback Club, and a line at the famous McAdoo Fire Company stand for some potato cakes. Kids really worked up an appetite after playing on the giant inflatable slide. Teens also took over the street, dancing to the beat, battling out with some crazy footwork in a dance competition. The crew at News 13 put the pedal to the metal and faced off in the celebrity tricycle races. On your mark, get set, go. Our Kristen Bazinski started off strong but lost control after a sharp turn. Our Gary Perna pushed the bike half of the way. Nikki won her first lap, but I took her out the second time. And after racing around 3 times and almost crashing into the crowd, I couldn't pedal fast enough. But FunFest was also about honoring all of the country's heroes. The theme was incorporated in a lot of the activities, including the music. The Quantico Marine Corps band took center stage playing a concert. And the U.S. Field Army Band volunteers also rocked out. Everything led up to the big highlight of the weekend, the FunFest Parade. The entire first part of the parade was dedicated to September 11th. Riding down the street was a float constructed by students at the Keystone Job Corps of the Twin Towers. A piece of steel from the towers that recently was donated to the Hazleton Fire Department was also placed on the float. Firefighters, police officers, emergency personnel, military, veterans, and all of our other heroes marched down Broad Street. News 13 honored them too by being part of the parade. Sam Lasan Sr., his wife Debbie, Janine Mazurkevich, Kristen, her son Nathan, and her nephew Bradley, Nikki, Gary, Bill Berry and his wife, Mike, Natasha, and I waved to our viewers thanks to some nice rides from Berger Family Dealerships and Molino's Party Supplies. Catch more of the fun on a special FunFest show airing soon right here on SSP TV. In the community of Hazleton, I'm Christina D'Amato for News 13.
Christina, thanks so much. Well, investigators remain tight-lipped about what exactly happened at FunFest over the weekend when a car on display at the car show in downtown Hazleton went out of control, literally running over a crowd of people. We do know at least 10 to 12 people were taken to the hospital, 2 were flown to trauma centers, and at least 2 of the victims were small children who we're told suffered head injuries. It was a freak accident. A car shaped as a beer can slammed into the crowd Saturday afternoon. We're told the driver of the car may have pushed the gas instead of the brake, sending the car speeding into the roadway at the intersection of Broad and Laurel Streets. Witnesses told us a small child was actually trapped under the vehicle while others were laying on the ground bleeding. A huge crowd of more than 200 people formed near the accident scene. A FunFest vendor had his stand destroyed as well. Hazleton police have not released the names of the victims or who was behind the wheel of the vehicle. We did talk with Fire Chief Donald Leschko at the scene minutes after the victims were whisked away by paramedics.
Initially, when we got here, it was just a lot of commotion. Most importantly, is everybody worked together. EMS and fire more or less we got all the patients triaged, got the most serious out here first, and went on from there. And then the FunFest staff and security more or less got everybody out of the area because we had people on top of us wasn't trying to do our job. People were trying to get in and see what's going on.
Now today around 10 a.m. we found Broad Street from Church to Wyoming streets closed in both directions as a state police accident reconstruction team investigated how this accident happened. Saturday's accident was the first time anything like it had occurred at FunFest. And folks, there are many rumors traveling around town that one person may have died as a result of their injuries. Now News 13 has not heard anything official on that, and we are too awaiting more information from police. 4 people were hurt too seriously when a pickup truck rolled over along Route 924 Saturday night near the Fuel On gas station. When troopers got to the accident, they found the smashed up truck, alcoholic beverages scattered inside the truck. 6 people were in that truck at the time of the wreck, but the driver fled the scene. Troopers tell us 22-year-old Thomas Sluck Jr. was behind the wheel of that truck, was drunk, and took off on foot into the woods. Sluck was drifting in the driving school lot near that gas station, lost control, and the truck rolled, throwing passengers out of the bed of it. It didn't take long for police to track down the driver, who made it back to his home in West Hazleton. He was arrested and then refused a blood alcohol test at the hospital. He also had some injuries that were consistent with being in an accident. Sluck faces a long list of serious charges. Sluck's brother, Michael Sluck, suffered some serious injuries in that accident, along with 18-year-old Jessica McCuster. 14-year-old Maggie Luber and 23-year-old Vanessa Benilla were also hurt. 25-year-old David Sluck walked away uninjured. West Hazleton police need your help in finding a vehicle involved in a hit-and-run accident Saturday. It happened at Broad Street and Diamond Avenue. A silver 2002 Nissan Altima fled the scene. The car will have passenger side damage to both doors. No one was hurt. If you see this vehicle, call police at 455-3733 or dial 911. And still to come tonight, the Tampa Bay Rays are taking on the Baltimore Orioles. And guess who will be joining the team for the big game? Someone from our Hazleton, and we aren't talking about Joe Madden. Freddie has the big news ahead tonight in local sports. But first, more with the Hazleton Area School Board as they talk business with Christina. What were some of the reasons they let Sam Marolo depart the district early?
You're watching News 13 with Janine Mazurkevich, Kristen Bazinski, Christina D'Amato, and Nikki Grimes.
Tonight's news is brought to you by Stephanie Salavantis for Luzerne County District Attorney, because it can be morning again in Luzerne County.
Woo! Burgers are done. Pass the buns.
Not in my house!
Yep, it's football season. And great deals are waiting for you at Berger Mazda. Like a new Mazda 3i Sport sedan starting at $16,990. Plus, we'll pay more for your trade guaranteed. Just off I-81, exit 145 Hazleton. Since 1921. Drive with experience.
Anyone can make a phone call. What's important is who's on the other end. We've been doing injury law for more than 35 years. It's what we do most. It's what we do best. It's what we do every day. So if you're hurt and want a lawyer who does nothing but injury law every day, there's no reason to call anyone else.
Call Vallo Law, Injury Lawyers.
Meet Al D'Alessio and the friendly D'Alessio family of general vending. They're the good guys who make sure you have great coffee service at work. Plus, a full line of vending machines. Everybody loves the honest, dependable, good guys from General Vending. On the job with the very best vending and coffee service 24 hours a day. Give them a call, 454-4693. 46 years of good guy service. That's General Vending.
When it comes to all of your grocery needs, shop Boyer's Food Markets at 2 locations, 15th Street in Hazleton and South Hancock Street in McAdoo. Here are this week's specials. Every weekend, look in our hot food area for wings, tenders, and other party favorites. Don't forget about our gift cards and our senior citizens discounts. We also have double coupons every day. You can also go to BoyersFood.com for our weekly circular, monthly super specials, and much more. It's all at Boyer's Food Markets in Hazleton and McAdoo.
When your car has seen her last mile, you want to make sure her old parts and fluids go here and not here. At Harry's U-Pull-It, we dispose of your old car parts the right way, recycling every piece possible. From parts to fluids, when you bring your old car to Harry's, you'll know that our state-of-the-art system is keeping your footprint as green as possible. Harry's U-Pull-It.
I'll tell you of a kingdom from another place and time.
A land where you can go to leave your troubles far behind.
A world of mirth and merriment where magic fills the air. A kingdom called the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. So bring your friends and family and cast away your cares. Let's all of us be merry at the Renaissance Fair.
Discount coupons for participating Burger King locations. Visit PARenFair.com.
News 13 recently spoke with members of the Hazleton Area School Board about recent happenings in the district, especially about Superintendent Sam Marolo's departure. You have heard about Marolo's paid leave of absence. Marolo will be paid his current salary of $130,000 during the one-year leave. Our Christina D'Amato sat down with several board members after our media partner, the Standard Speaker, invited the school board to a forum last week. We asked for their reasons for Marolo's departure and if the board was happy or wasn't happy with his performance. Why didn't they just fire him?
We didn't have 5 votes to fire him. You have to have 5 votes to fire a superintendent. Myself, along with Mrs. Yankiewicz, Dr. Childs, and Steve Hahn, wanted to do an outright termination based on a variety of factors, which I think have been, pretty well laid out. I know Mr. Morello has, said that he disagreed with, some of the reasons for, the termination, but, we were highly justified in, removing him. We certainly did not want to pay him, another year's salary, but to get the 5 votes. But I think it's a testament to what the board did, that there's only one board member that opposed getting rid of Mr. Morello. So, and I think a lot of that stemmed from the evaluations that were done, that, he simply was not living up to the standards that we expected.
Now, last week on Inside Scoop, Morello spoke out for the first time about his departure. Morello said, quote, "There is nothing I did that was improper. My integrity and record is impeccable," end quote. News 13 will bring you more with school board directors all this week. Sticking with district news tonight, a popular program is back, and late last week, teachers met to plan out the details. It's called Read With Me, and it targets students in preschool, kindergarten, and first grade. It's a way for parents to connect with what their child is doing in the classroom.
It's a fantastic program. It's free. There's refreshments, door prizes, and also babysitting. So if they have like other kids that want to come with them, and there's games while the parents are talking with the teachers, the children will have gym games, stuff to do before they go into the classroom.
The Read With Me program will take place tomorrow from 6 to 7:30 at Heights Terrace Elementary Middle School. Additional Read With Me sessions will be held on September 27th, October 11th, and 25th. All right, big news coming to us from the baseball diamond tonight. One of our hometown sluggers was called up to the big leagues over the weekend. Russ Kanzler playing with the Tampa Bay Rays, and tonight hits the field. News 13 Sports is there.
Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on Channel 13, you will have 13 minutes to call in and win a free pay-per-view movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Tonight's winner, Delilah Knives of Hazleton. Delilah, if you're watching, give us a call right now at 570-459-9813 to win your free movie.
At Slusser Law, we know accidents don't always happen between 9 and 5. That's why our lawyers are available around the clock to give you advice if someone you love has been injured or killed in an accident. It's important to protect your rights. I'm attorney Chris Slusser. Call us. We'll be there.
Luzerne County needs Dick Hughes as judge. With the highest ethical rating possible, he'll bring integrity to our court. Dick Hughes, a quarter-century of broad-based legal experience in the courtroom, and as a criminal prosecutor, he's endorsed by law enforcement. Dick Hughes, committed to running an efficient court that saves tax dollars. Vote Dick Hughes for judge. The right person, the right time.
SSP TV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr.
Well, as the saying goes, some days are just better than others. That's certainly the case yesterday when Russ Kanzler got the call. Yeah, the call, folks. Capital T, capital C. Kanzler brought up to the Tampa Bay Rays. He'll be putting on the uniform for the Rays tonight when they're down in Baltimore. Now, we don't know when and if he will get in the September stretch, because all of a sudden the Rays are right back in the thick of things, so you never know. They're going to turn to an untested rookie, but of course, he has some credentials. MVP of the League, of the International League, All-Star MVP, so you know the guy could play, but this is it. He's been dreaming and waiting for this, well, since he signed with the Cubs organization right out of high school, and now he's putting on a big league uniform. So needless to say, Russell Kanzler's got to be really excited, but so too should each and every person in the Greater Hazleton area, because it's been a while. Got to go back to Tom Matchik, who was brought up by the Detroit Tigers in 1967. He hung around with a couple major league teams up until 1973. Did get a World Series ring with the Tigers in '68. That's the last Hazleton area guy to play in the big leagues, and now all we need is for Kanzler to get an at-bat or two. Stay posted, because as we said, Joe Madden and his team are right in the thick of things. Just 3.5 games behind the Red Sox. They open up a 3-game stand at Camden Yards in Baltimore tonight. Now, his teammate, Kyle Landis, well, he's not quite ready for the call-up, but made his presence felt as the Kinston Indians close out the playoff series in the Carolina League. Remember, they lost the first game. They came back and won 3 of the next 4. Kinston beats Myrtle Beach last night in the 5th and deciding game. And look at Kyle Landis. Very, very impressive numbers. He pitched 3 innings, allowed just 1 hit, and he struck out 4. That's pretty darn good pitching, particularly in a 5th and deciding game. So Kinston will go on and play for the championship of the Carolina League. We don't know who they're playing because the other series isn't over, and it's also going to depend on who gets home field advantage there. We'll be keeping an eye on it for you. Meanwhile, International League Championship set, Game 1. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, 3-run winners over the Paw Sox. I would say, World Series preview, Phillies, Red Sox. I don't know if the Red Sox are making the playoffs. Let's go Rays. 3-1, Lehigh Valley with the win. In high school football, Jimmy Drumhiller, on his 50th birthday, gets his first coaching win as the Hazleton Area Cougars. 32-21 win over Williamsport. Cougars look markedly better than they did week 1 against Abington Heights. So maybe they build off this. They got a toughie. They will go up to Delaware Valley. The Warriors are 2-0 in the young season. Field hockey under the lights at Harmon Geist. The Coughlin Lady Crusaders in town to take on Mary Kelly's gang. In golf, postponed, Hazleton at Wyoming Valley West. No make-up date on that. Wyoming Sem MMI. They'll tee it up. Matter of fact, they already have teed it up. Couldn't be teeing it up now. It'll get too dark on them. Meanwhile, soccer, MMI at Lake Lehman under the lights. Tennis, MMI Hazleton Area. And in volleyball, Hazleton Area, Wyoming Area are battling it out down the McGeehan Gymnasium. We got ourselves a pretty busy Monday. And that also means it's Crab and Clam Seafood Jam at Bottlenecks, because if you like seafood, you'll love Mondays at Bottlenecks. They have their whiteshell little neck clams, garlic butter for $3 a dozen, peel and eat shrimp. Hey, how about a pound of jumbo snow crab legs for only $8.95?
Everyone knows that Bottlenecks is the home of award-winning wings and mouth-watering steaks, but now a new tasty reason to stop by. New succulent snow crab legs, steamed, seasoned, and served with lemon and hot melted butter. And seafood fans will love Monday nights for the Crab and Clam Seafood Jam, featuring little neck clams in garlic butter and peel and eat Old Bay shrimp. Bottlenecks is open 7 days a week. The kitchen is open till midnight every day. There's always a reason to stop by Bottlenecks.
We're still coming to Jimmy's.
We are too!
Choice and flexibility. At Providence Place, you get both. Choice of apartment sizes and styles, 4 levels of service available to fit your changing needs, nutritious meals served buffet style with choice of entree and dessert at every meal. Even portion size is your call. Free transportation to the local doctor of your choice. Privacy when you want it, but frequent opportunities to socialize. It's part of what we call the Providence Place lifestyle. Call for a personal tour and see if it's right for you.
Howdy. There are commercials running right now that want you to believe that the only way to get your diabetic testing supplies covered by Medicare is to use mail order. Nothing could be further from the truth. At Standard Drug, we'll deliver monitors, strips, Lancets, even batteries for your monitor. You'll have no upfront cost. We'll bill Medicare. We'll bill your supplemental. Why, you'll even save the cost of a postage stamp. Standard Drug, your headquarters for diabetic supplies.
Finally tonight, after last week, I'm sure many of you are hoping for a quiet week when it comes to the weather. Lots of sunshine to dry up the wet ground. Partly cloudy skies for tonight, along with the possibility of a thunderstorm. 56 will be our low. And as we take a look at your 4-day across the board, we see the sun, chance of a thunderstorm here and there, but you see that dip at the end of the week. Thursday, Friday, we're only in the 50s. Get ready, get those coats out. Fall is on the way. Your forecast brought to you by the Lazy Dog Salon, Broad Street in West Hazleton. Call and make an appointment for your furry friend at 459-0310. Tonight's furry friend is Sasha, a domestic short hair. Your little kitty cat can look just like Sasha if you make an appointment at the Lazy Dog Salon. All right, quickly, we're learning more about that accident downtown Hazleton at Fun Fest. We'll have that for you tomorrow, but no deaths have been confirmed in that accident, and we know who was driving the car and who owns the car. We'll have that for you tomorrow. You can check out the Standard Speaker online. Thanks for making us a part of your day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Same place, same time. Have a safe night. Good night.